Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Friday Morning Live. Today's date is October the 3rd, 2025, and we're excited to have one of our preferred partners, FMS preferred partners, ePayPolicy. We'll bring them here in just a sec, but a few housekeeping items, if we could. Okay, I guess didn't hear the audio. Again, welcome to Friday Morning Live. Still getting in the mix of things here. But National ABEN Day, October 16th, 2025. That's 5 hours of continuing education, free to all members of the association. So I know several of you have registered for that, but please feel free to do so if you've not done and take advantage of these 5 hours. It's in and around kind of the Halloween theme of topics. So certainly, if you have any questions, let us know. But you see the link on the page, and it's scrolling on our homepage as well. So without further ado, let's bring in George. George, welcome. How are you this morning?
Good morning. Good morning. I'm doing well. Hope everyone's morning is doing the same.
Yep. George is our strategic partnership manager for ePayPolicy. He's been part of this organization and group for a while. He kind of knows what we do from an association standpoint, and we're going to go through a presentation this morning, just reminding members how this partnership works, what the advantages are, and George, with the certainly the advancement of technology, the more agents can integrate some of these tools into their processes, the better they'll be. Right, George?
Right. From what once used to be just an ePayPolicy payment page that we all knew once upon a time, we've now evolved and we've turned into more of a technology company. The goal being to just automate processes for agencies that way they're not having to manually do any sort of reconciliations or take up time out of their day. Why not have technology do it for you instead of you?
Yeah, we've continued to have conversations internally and externally, George, about AI and what's that doing to our industry. Certainly, what it's going to do for the independent agent, and all those resources. So here's another tool for agents to kind of adopt. If they're not doing so already, certainly encourage them to take a hard look at that. So, how can ePayPolicy streamline your agency's payment process? And I guess I'll turn to the first page of your presentation, George, to kind of walk us through that.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. All right.
So yeah, today the goal is to go over how ePayPolicy can now automate processes in your agency. A lot of you are familiar with ePayPolicy and our payment page, but today we want to go over our integrations and how it can streamline your agency's workflow. We do have a couple of new products that I'd like to tap into and explain as well. Some of those being quoting and invoicing that connects you with an item called Finance Connect, which is a great tool, all while integrating with most of your agency management systems. So we'll go ahead and tap into those. Dave, if you can hit the next slide.
Yep. Yeah, I was planning on that. Hey, and by the way, folks, if you have questions as George is going through his presentation, certainly please post those, and we'll get to as many as we can during the live broadcast. And if not, we'll certainly catch you offline. So go ahead.
Absolutely. So for those of you who don't know, ePayPolicy, we're an insurtech company that has really impacted the insurance industry by automating the payment process. We leverage our technology partners and management systems to automate manual tasks for agents, including those reconciliations and premium financing as well. So the goal with ePayPolicy is to modernize payments. We want to leverage our technology partners, automate key processes, and improve efficiencies and client experience. So some of our technology partners on the management system side, let's go ahead and jump on to the next slide here.
Yep. How it works, George, right?
Yep, exactly. So what we're going to do is create a custom payment page for your agency. It's going to be tailored specifically to your business. So it's a link that we create. We can embed it anywhere and everywhere that you would like, on your website, email signature, invoices that you might be sending out, DocuSigns. It's mobile compatible. You can text it over to your clients as well if you'd like. This provides a fast and secure experience for your clients. It is branded specifically to you, and they can pay you quickly with credit card or ACH. Now, what's nice about ePayPolicy, unlike your traditional merchant services, is ePayPolicy calculates the processing fee and automatically assesses it to your client. That way, you, the agent, aren't having to take any sort of processing fees out of your commission or paying that out of a business expense. What
So,
we do is
George,
we net
repeat
fund
that.
you as well.
Let's stop right there.
Yes,
So
sir.
repeat that again. You know, you in today's world, right? Anywhere you go, there's signs that say if you're going to use a credit card, there's a
Right.
certain fee associated with that. If you pay by cash, you don't pay those fees. So tell us again how that works for ePay taking a payment.
Yeah, great question. So on the ePayPolicy payment page, your insured will enter in the amount they owe. Unless you invoice them, the payment page will already be populated for them. On there, they'll see that processing fee for credit cards. Now we are at a flat 3.5%. That covers all four major credit cards, including American Express. And to your point, Dave, if they have the funds available, they can go with ACH.
Right.
That fee is a 1% and it caps off at $10. So it's just to process that ACH payment, and we fund you from 1 to 4 business days for ACH. Credit card is pretty quick, up to next day funding. So
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So I think agents, out there that are trying to make it more user friendly for your client, having these two options certainly could be
right.
very helpful in today's
Yeah.
world. So
And what I've found is some people don't mind using their credit cards, paying a processing fee. They're big on their points. There's some perks out there with certain credit cards that these people are using, and they're up for it. So it's a great option. What you're doing is essentially just providing them that option, whether they want to pay you with a credit card or ACH. If they're still wanting to do things their own way with cash or check, they're more than welcome to. This is just a tool that they're able to use if needed.
so George, and I'll ask you a couple more questions as we go through this, but is there, as you talk about a branded payment link or invoicing and having it on websites and email signatures, is there a setup cost associated with those types of services?
Yeah, so it seems like a lot of agents are used to setup fees, cancellation fees, contracts. What's awesome about ePayPolicy is we don't do any of those. We are set up on a month-to-month subscription basis. So think of us as simple as like a streaming service. You can sign up for the free trial, which, speaking of a free trial, all FAIA members get an extended free trial of 3 months free. After that 3 month free trial, they're looking at $25 a month for our entire service. And we want to make sure that this is a fit for you. So during those 3 months, you can really test it out, see if it brings the value of those 25 bucks. If not, since we don't have setup fees, user fees, or cancellation fees or anything like that, you're really not out a single dollar for at least just giving the platform a shot.
Yeah, that's great. And folks, again, being a member of the association provides you with that extended free trial basis. So certainly, if you're not using ePay, this would be a great opportunity to kick the tires and see if it's best suited for your agency. The other thing that comes to mind that's certainly on this slide too, George, is security of the data there's cyber risks and all these things that are happening electronically. How does ePay handle security and make the agent feel more comfortable having that on their website?
Yeah, no, great question. Security is the highest priority at ePayPolicy. We have over 10,000 insurance companies that are within our platform. So protecting all of our users is number one. Being PCI level 1 compliant, your client's payment data is never stored within ePayPolicy, and it is actually double tokenized with the banks that we are affiliated with. So we are confident behind our protections for our clients.
Okay. Yeah. Again, that's a major concern. We talk about it all the time. You hear about some of these data breaches and how they impact small business, and every independent agent is a small business owner. So having some more security behind it, especially when you're receiving payments and customer data, is always important to be thinking about
For sure.
before you adopt any of these platforms, right, George?
Yep, absolutely.
Yep. So as we finish this out and then turn to integration, right? You mentioned some of the partners that you have and how you can integrate with some of these agency management systems, and certainly on the screen there is the major ones that most of the agents probably on this call deal with. But talk about the integration part of this process.
Yeah, no, what's awesome about our tech partners is they've allowed us to build technology that just streamlines and does reconciliations for you. So those of you who are familiar with the ePayPolicy payment page, you can enter in an account number and a zip code. Most of these management systems have an account number associated with each client of yours that is stored within your management system. So that insured would go onto your ePayPolicy payment page, enter in their account number and zip code. Our system will recognize that it matches up with what they have in their management system, and it'll pull all of their open invoices automatically on the payment page. So from there, they'll be able to select which invoices they want to pay, and it'll update the management system on the agent's behalf. So no more having to go into your AMS and update the client records. The moment the invoice is paid, the records get updated automatically on your behalf.
Wow. And so that's all documented in the system. And so the agent really at that point doesn't have to follow up, right? They can just go look at the record and see that it's been processed.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay. All right. Anything else on this page, George, that agents need to be aware of as far as how they can integrate this into their particular agency management system?
I mean, other than talking about setup, it's really an easy process. All ePayPolicy is going to do is ask for your credentials with the management system, and we set up the integration on your behalf. Again, there's no setup fees or anything affiliated to getting that all connected. So we kind of handle it for you guys.
Yeah. Well, as you know, especially in the state of Florida, George, a lot of premium is financed, and you all have set up a system that is definitely user friendly for the agent that has relationships with their finance companies. And so kind of just walk us through how that works and how agents can certainly take advantage of this option.
Sure. So Finance Connect seems to be a really exciting product for agents. I go to countless of shows, and this is kind of the one that catches everyone's ear. Basically, what it is let's say on your agency management system, you create an invoice and you want it to be eligible for finance. When your client goes onto their payment on your payment pages and enters in their account number and zip code, it'll give them the traditional option of paying in full. But now what we've done is leverage technology with our premium finance companies to automatically generate premium finance agreements on the payment page without agents having to fill out forms. So we use technology to automatically qualify these policies, and your premium finance partner will generate a PFA on the payment page within 3 seconds. At that point, the down payment is collected on ePayPolicy's payment page, and the installations will then now go directly with your premium finance company. Now, what's nice about this is we're not changing any sort of rates. We're not changing up your premium finance company. What we're just going to do is connect you and your premium finance company directly into our ePayPolicy payment page and match the rates exactly in which you have already.
Well, it's interesting because, of course, First Insurance Funding is again one of our preferred providers. I know you have others on here, but certainly First Insurance Funding is a partner of FAI and FMS. So, folks, if you're using them or some of the other ones on there, it sounds like it's a pretty user friendly and an added value, right, George, to customers that would like to take advantage of this.
Yeah. And what's great about it too is I spoke on the integration side of things is you actually don't need to have an integrated management system with ePayPolicy to use Finance Connect. We created a tool within our system that allows agents to create a quote or invoice. And on that tool, you're able to enter in the policy details. And whenever you create the invoice, it'll allow you the same option to give it finance eligibility. That way, whenever you send it over to your insured, they still have that option to pay in full or finance, even though it's not integrated with your management system.
Right. You know, you mentioned earlier, George, about 10,000 carriers that you all have kind of built relationships with. Is Citizens here in Florida one of those relationships?
Let me look into that. I can pull it up really quick. Give me 1 second.
All right. Well, again, folks, while he's doing that, if you have any questions for George or about ePay and how you can take advantage of it as an FAI member, certainly post it in the question pane. We'll certainly address those throughout the broadcast today. But as George is looking at that, let me go ahead and advance and talk about upcoming shows. Next Friday, October the 10th, Driving Agency Innovation with Catalyst. Some of you know about Catalyst. You've been receiving certain things from Catalyst about the compensation study, but Catalyst is the arm of the Big I that was formed by several state associations to help agents vet technology and how they can help you with agency management or anything. AI is now a hot topic that's being discussed. So certainly tune in next week to hear our friends from Catalyst talk about not only the technology side, but why it's so important to complete the compensation study that they're doing currently. And then the 24th, we skip a week, and then the 24th, we'll have our friends from Citizens on again, talking about some of what they're doing, some of the advancements of Renewal Clearinghouse, some of the changes that they see coming, and certainly depopulation continues to be part of that process. George, any luck finding?
Hey, so I do have an answer. It looks like Citizens right now is not set up on the ePayPolicy network. So we are constantly looking at connecting with businesses all over the space. So we're definitely interested in speaking to them.
We have a representative of Citizens on this call this morning. So I think it would be awesome. a good conversation to have. So we'll put you in touch with the right people. Okay, George?
Absolutely.
Because, again, a lot of policies are financed, and Citizens is a carrier that a lot of agents have to access, especially on the commercial side. So, right. George, Keith wants to know if this is JJPF is integrated in your system.
JJPF.
Yep.
We are not set up to integrate with JJPF right now.
Okay.
That's Johnson, I believe. Is that right?
I think so. Isn't that Keith? Yeah, it's Johnson & Johnson. So, but
yeah. Now we do have dozens of premium finance companies that are looking to get set up on this. So if you guys have any premium finance companies that you guys are working with, we'd be happy to add them to the list to reach out to set up this technology, because it's definitely innovative and exciting for agents as well as premium finance companies.
Okay. Yeah. Again, folks, anybody on the call, if you don't see that on the list or you have a question, if your premium finance company could be a good fit for Finance Connect, certainly put it in the question page. We'll get it over to George, and he and his team can take a look at that. So, all right,
Absolutely,
George.
yeah.
Again, this was again a way to introduce those that are not familiar with ePay and talk about how the partnership works. But you've got a QR code on there. We encourage agents to go ahead and take a picture of that, and that will send them where, George?
Yeah, so that is going to send them over to book a meeting with our product specialists. The purpose of those meetings is just to educate you guys. We want to make sure that you have a full understanding on ePayPolicy. It might not be a fit now, but it might be in a few months. So it's nice to have that information in your back pocket when something does come up. So feel free to schedule a meeting with our product specialists on that QR code that'll pop up here in a second. And they'll be able to teach you and answer any questions regarding your agency specifically.
Yeah, and I assume George also answer the questions about some of their partnerships with finance companies, carriers, people that they do business with, to see how to continue to advance ePay into their agency's processes, right?
Absolutely, you nailed it.
So, all right. Well, again, George, thank you so much for being here this morning. This has been very enlightening. Some of the nuances that you brought to the table for agents. Hopefully, your emails will start lighting up for those that are currently not on ePay, or even those that are on ePay. We're not aware of maybe some of the advancements. Maybe giving you a call and see how they can add some of these services. Right, George?
Absolutely. Yeah, we're happy to talk to anyone. So feel free to jump on a meeting.
All right. And by the way, George is playing hurt today. He had a little muscle issue yesterday, but he is sounds good, and he'll get hopefully healthy here shortly and going about his day. But again, George, thank you so much. We'll be in touch, and have a great weekend.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Dave, and everyone who has joined. Thank you.
Okay. All right. And lastly, before we finish up this morning, Friday Morning Live, we record these episodes. We house them on our FAI website under Education in the Friday Morning Live tab. And certainly, if you miss this or miss it, if you have some questions or you want to go back and listen or share it with some of your team, we encourage you to do that. You can go grab it and listen to it and share it with those in your office that weren't able to attend this morning. But this Friday Morning Live was short and sweet. We just wanted to bring you some information about ePay. They've been a great partner of the association. They've been very helpful. And again, they listen to agents and they adopt programs and help you be a better partner with your clients as well. So take care. This weekend, I watched a lot of college football here in Tallahassee. Miami comes to town. So for you Miami fans, sorry, but for you Nole fans, go Noles, and hopefully there's a victory this weekend. So again, Dave Newell signing off for Friday Morning Live, and we'll see you guys next Friday with Cadlet. Have a great weekend, folks.